Here we are looking at GBEN. This is the daily chart. I want to go into it here in a little bit, but first what I want to do is go over something that is floating around out there. This is marketanalystreport.com. Again, marketanalystreport.com. And they're doing a big marketing campaign, it looks like, on this ticker symbol. So I'm not going to go through it here, but I did want to point it out. And when you go down and look at the bottom at the disclaimer, there's a pretty big advertising budget behind it. So it's looking like there's going to be quite a few eyeballs that will hopefully start to be drawn to this, the company and the chart and so forth. And obviously, the more eyeballs, the better for things. So again, marketanalystreport.com. If you go there, you can check this out and just learn more about the company from a fundamental standpoint. So back to the chart. What we're looking at here is what I like to call a risk versus reward chart, and I'll explain what I mean by that. But it's one of these where it had some action here, got hammered pretty good, and then found the bottom here, and then in a sense basically just had a nice rebound here. So this, if anything, shows us that it's got great bounce capability because it came down here, hit a bottom of 19 cents, and then bounced and hit 34 cents. So from 19 up to 34 cents in just a few days, and 2 days in a row it hit up at that level. So the past history of the chart shows us that this one does indeed have the capability to produce some solid bouncing, which is always good to see within charts. And that's also just simply why I like charts, because they do give you past history. So if a chart has no history of ever bouncing or anything like that, well, then you have to be a little bit more skeptical. But when you have charts that do show a history of bouncing, like GBEN does, then that's kind of a whole different ballgame, as it shows that it is possible. So this risk versus reward, what am I talking about? Well, I first want to just map out kind of a support zone, if you will, meaning where a key level of support. So I'm going to change this to green, and then I'll talk about where this line comes from. But looking back through the history, you can see the price came down here and hit 21 cents a couple times here. Again, came down there, bounced, hit it, and then recently, past couple days in a row, both have come down here and hit this 21-cent area. So that's telling us, again, so here, there, and then twice in a row. So if that doesn't, tell you it's a support, I don't know what would. And given how close the price is to this current level of support, and assuming, of course, you're a disciplined trader, that's a nice little risk perspective, because there is that history here of a support. And then even after 21, you have the 19-cent area down here, which is further below, obviously, but it's not like it's 10 cents below or anything like that. So you do also have this level of support here. So a bunch of support, which does minimize the risk. But again, if you're not a disciplined trader, then that only means so much to you. Now, in terms of upside, I already touched on this when I talked about this bounce from 19 cents up to 34 cents. So if we get another sort of bounce like that, the really first level of resistance that I see is not until up here at this 50-day simple moving average. That's valued at 30 cents. So that in and of itself would be a nice solid, bounce when you're looking at percentages. And then after 30 cents, next levels of resistance are not until up here. We're at 34 cents. So the resistances really begin to thin out, and then after that, you can see the next one is not until up here at 44 cents. So hopefully you get the idea that after this resistance here would be cleared, they start to really thin out and get fewer and far between. So that's a favorable attribute to have. You want the path of least resistance to be upwards, and if this can get another bounce going here like it did back here, then given the past history of the chart, doesn't seem illogical or anything to say that this one couldn't produce a nice bounce, since the chart has already shown it being capable of it in the past. So again, this was GBEN. Get it on your radars, and let's see if history can repeat itself, and if we can get another solid bounce here that who knows, might set in a new high. But point being, it's happened before, so let's see if it happens again. One more time, this is GBEN. If you do have any other questions, please let me know. If not, thanks for listening.